Hello guys, happy Saturday. Some of you guys don't really know the situation that is happening with me since I'm sharing you guys the update of the renovation and the pipe like bursting basically. And apparently the pipes are like 100 years old. That's what I was told. So the tea is, okay? Um, so basically one night I came home from the gym after work. I noticed one of my roommates was listening in on a conversation that was happening between my primary roommate who has lived in that house for about 12 years without a like an agreement. Like she never signed a lease or anything. So they have a trust-based relationship with the landlord, or at least she does, and then everyone else communicates to her, and then she delivers the message. So again, there's four of us living in that house, four bedrooms, 1.5 bathroom. So the 1.5 bathroom is getting renovated, and the kitchen is basically going to get renovated. I'm not sure what they're going to do to the basement. I'm sure do like a better job of attaching the pipes. So anyways, because none of us have signed a lease for that house, 3 days of notice was given to us. So within 3 days, I'm sure my primary roommate knew what was kind of going on because I heard a little bit of the conversation. So if eventually she shared it with the rest of us, but again, she didn't have that much of a notice. Again, the pipe burst that night. I think like 4 days before everything went down. And so we all were given the news, hey, the landlord says we can't stay there. We all have to find a new place to stay for 6 to 8 weeks. And of course, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that was just like sudden. I didn't know what to expect. And that happened. So we all had to kind of figure out what we were going to do, where we're going to stay. I had a few options of where I was going to stay, but my two roommates had a plan, and then the other one was kind of doing her own thing. They were like, oh, do you want to rent a hotel with us? May I remind you, they have a total of 3 cats. And so they came up with the idea of renting a hotel, which would be like $1,000 divided by 3 of us. So I was like, okay, cool. But that's still more than what we normally pay in rent. Usually we don't pay any more than $800 a month, sometimes less depending on how much utilities we use. So again, that new place was going to be like $335 versus $200 that I save each week. So my expense was going to go up like right away if I chose that option. But I kind of like that option because, hey, I've lived with you guys before. I know what to expect instead of finding somebody else. So I did that. And then the Monday, so may I remind you, we were supposed to move out on Tuesday. So I thought the plan was cool and solidified. On Monday, they tell me, hey, by the way, we just checked into the hotel. It's really not enough space. We thought it was going to be more spacious. The couch is not comfortable. We're going to be really close. You're going to be uncomfortable again. And I was like, oh, great. So I had to call one of my friends and I was like, hey, this is my situation. I have to be out by Tuesday. May I remind you, it's Monday. And I got the news on Monday. So one of my friends said, okay, you can come stay with us. And of course, I'm going to pay her rent. So I'm paying her $700. So I'm staying with my friend for the meantime. But it was just a lot. And the crazy thing is, like, I kind of regret, like, not living where I signed a lease, because I feel like the landlord wouldn't basically tell us, kick us out for 6 to 8 weeks. But at the same time, there are pros and cons. Like, I was so stressed. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, literally on Monday, I had to find some place else to go. Again, I did have some place to stay temporarily for 2 to 3 weeks, but that was further out. And again, I needed some place for 6 to 8 weeks. And I knew another friend that lived, again, extra far away from work, who offered for me to stay with her. That was nice, but again, super far away. The really sucky thing is, it's like, work used to be so much closer, so now I'm commuting like so much further. But again, I'm so grateful that I have a place to live, and I can't wait for that house to get renovated, and hopefully stuff like this doesn't happen. I choose to stay even though the landlord is not requiring us to sign a lease, because it's very cheap. It helps me reach my goals. And I really love living there. It's like, I love the natural light. My roommates are cool. Again, there's so many of us living together. And the fact that we can communicate, be respectful adults, I prioritize that. So, yeah. So I hope that makes sense. Yes, in a typical lease, the landlord can't just kick us out of nowhere and tell us to find a new place. And his insurance should reimburse us. The good thing is the landlord is not making us pay rent right now because we're not living there. and we can come and go as we please from the house. We just can't sleep there, which is nice. Yeah, so I just wanted to explain that to you guys. It's an unfortunate situation, but the good thing is a lot of the stuff's going to be renovated, and I'm going to be so grateful. Yeah, bye guys.